Martini. Welcome back to the All Juve cast. I'm Alberto, and I'm going to give you the press conference recap from Max Allegri today as he speaks ahead of Juventus Sampdoria, which will be taking place tomorrow at 3:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'm going to give you a watch along. Yeah, I don't care if it's 3:30 a.m. my time. I'm going to give you a watch along experience. That's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you tune in. But while you're here, real quick, like the video. Takes a second. Like the video. Subscribe if you're new to the channel and love Juventus just like all of us, okay? And make sure you check out our sponsor, Striped Hearts Apparel, who's got some great custom Juve fan gear. Now, without further ado, let's get to the recap from Allegri in this press conference ahead of Juventus Sampdoria. Kicks off saying there will be changes tomorrow in the lineup. We must win, and then we can think about Chelsea midweek, okay? Everyone is fine on the team except for Rabiot. Rabiot took a blow to the ankle. He will not be in the lineup for Juventus. Chiesa is fine. He is also able to play both wings. Tomorrow, Max says he will decide which wing he's going to deploy him on. Now, he was asked about the favorites in Serie A. Max simply said Inter Milan and Napoli are the favorites. We cannot look at that. He says, absolutely not. We cannot look at that right now. We need to find continuity in our game at the end of November. Then we will see where we stand in terms of the standings, but we cannot look at the table right now. And I agree with him. Great point. He says in terms of Bernardeschi, he's going to decide tomorrow whether or not Federico Bernardeschi will start this match. Moise Kean, he will decide tomorrow whether it will be he or Morata who starts this match. And he continues to speak about the level of mental effort that is challenging right now, and players need to recover. And he says this goes for Quadrado and Bentancur. So the rotation, this is why Bernardeschi could potentially start. Chiesa should be playing to get Quadrado some rest. Bentancur looks like he could possibly be rested with Rabiot out. That leaves the door open for probably McKennie, potentially even Ramsey. Locatelli should be in this lineup here tomorrow. Rugani, will Rugani start tomorrow? Allegri said no. Bonucci will do so. So Bonucci will be in there. He was asked also about Chiellini. Is Chiellini fine? Chiellini is fine, Max Allegri said. Not really sure about who Bonucci's partner will be tomorrow. Chiellini could be reserved for Chelsea. Bonucci is now tallying up a lot of games in consecutively, so we'll have to wait and see how that's going to play out. Allegri spoke about the team in general and defensively, and he just says we are working to concede far less, and he is happy with the work the guys are doing in their own half, and that it's right and that it will come. He speaks to our losses, saying we lost not physically but technically. He spoke a lot about losing possession and losing balls quite easily, and it needs to stop, but they're working on all this. And he continues to say, when you win, your self-esteem rises and you start to work better. The position that we're in is a challenge, and all we can think about is beating who is in front of us, and it starts tomorrow with Sampdoria. We have to win tomorrow against Sampdoria. He spoke about coming back and just the challenge in general, saying that he came back to a team that he feels attached to and wants to help win again. He says he likes the criticism, and he says our situation is a big challenge, and he loves challenges, and calmly we will get there. So there you have it. That is basically the recap of Max Allegri's press conference, and I agree with a lot of what he said, that a few of the losses are unfortunate. We're unfortunate to have dropped some of these points. However, we do have a lot of work to do. It is a challenge. He's right in not focusing on what the other teams are doing. Focus on what we're doing. Try and find that continuity, and then we can push ahead forward, and we'll look at the standings later on. Right now, the biggest thing is starting to gather momentum and get these points rolling in. Then we can look at that after the fact. In terms of losing the balls or possession, and in terms of the challenge and mentally the effort that these guys are exerting and getting tired and fatigued, the rotation, he has to be very, very careful with rotation. We saw what losing a guy like Locatelli to rest does to this team because he provides so much. Allegri even spoke to Locatelli and says he does a lot of good things. And that was right ahead of him addressing the fact of rotation is required. Yes, rotation is required, but he has to be very, very careful because we saw it against Spezia. You can always tell when you look at this Juventus lineup where the gaps or the holes are going to be. He has to be very, very careful when he does rotate players where he's placing them. And he kind of spoke to it today in terms of where Chiesa is going to go. Is he going to start Bernardeschi or not? So you're starting to see it. But Max will pull things together. We have to all remain calm. I agree with his words. Just stay calm. The biggest thing we need through these 3 years of transition and whatnot is stability. You need to lock into something and believe in it and give it time. We haven't given anybody time. Sorry, Pirlo. Let's give Max some time, okay? The season is still very, very early, and I believe that he will turn it around. We are starting to see some progress in the team. The biggest thing is the mentality, and that's the hardest thing to change. But Max knows it, and he's starting to hone in on it. And Max also got his subs spot on last game, which is something he hasn't done up until that point. So he was way, way early on the subs last match against Spezia, and he needed to be, and it paid off. So again, let's stay calm, let's let the boys cook, and let's go from there. Don't forget, watch along 3:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Juventus Sampdoria is going to be a big one. We have to win. Let's go. We'll talk to you all then. Forza Juve, fino alla fine. Ciao.